Hello there and good evening. You are watching the Car Diary, and of course we are taking up the airwaves right here on Younib TV, the best youth television network in East and Central Africa. Now, before we set the ball rolling, today's episode of the Car Diary has been sponsored by Stancam Motors, where you come walking and you live driving. You can find Stancam Motors along Kangundo Road opposite the steel structure plant. Now, with that said, let's roll. Now, in today's episode of the Car Diary, we are going to give you a detailed review of one of the entry-level SUVs right here in Kenya, and that is the Toyota Vanguard. Today we have a 2010 Toyota Vanguard, and this car is essentially a bigger version of the Toyota RAV4. In fact, if you look at the outside design, it resembles the Toyota RAV4 kwa kila kitu, so you can confuse it with the Toyota RAV4 unless you look at the badging, which is always situated on the rear profile. You will be in a position to know that it is a Toyota Vanguard. Hata ndani zinafanana kidogo, zinaoana if you look at the dashboard. Now, let us talk a little bit how this car came into existence. So it made its first debut in the year 2007 in Japan. So the Toyota Vanguard comes in two configurations under the hood. We have the 2.4 liter 2AZFE, and then we have the 3.6 liter 2GRFE, which comes with a V6 engine. So it is also available in two-wheel drive and in four-wheel drive, so you can always go for the one you prefer, right, based on mfuko inakaje at the time you want to get that car. So who are the worthy competitors of this Toyota Vanguard? We have the likes of the Nissan X-Trail, we have the Mitsubishi Outlander, we have the Forester, the Subaru Forester that is, and we have the Volkswagen Tiguan, and we also have the Honda CR-V, which are some of the competitors of the Toyota Vanguard right now in the Kenyan market. Now, let us talk about the trim levels of this Toyota Vanguard. And the first trim level, we have the Toyota Vanguard 240S, which other people call the G package. So this the G package comes with a 5-seater configuration, and under the hood it comes with a 2-liter engine, and it comes with both two-wheel drive or a four-wheel drive depending on what you want. The second trim level that the Vanguard comes in is the 240S, or some people call it the S package, which is a 7-seater version of this. They are very rare in the Kenyan market, but they do exist. So that one also comes with a 2-liter engine, and it also comes with two-wheel drive configuration or the four-wheel drive configuration depending on what you want. Now, we have the higher grade now of the Toyota Vanguard, which is the 350S package, which comes with a 5-seater configuration, and under the hood it comes with a 3.5-liter engine, which only comes in the four-wheel drive configuration. There is also the 350S, or some people call it the 350SG package, which comes with a 7-seater configuration. Under the hood it comes with 3.5 liter or a 3500cc engine, and it only comes in the four-wheel drive configuration. Now, with that said, I want us to get in depth with the review of this Toyota Vanguard, and as usual, let us start with the anterior profile. Come, let's do this, guys. Now, when we come to the anterior profile of this 2010 Toyota Vanguard, we do have the Toyota logo centrally placed on the anterior profile. Another thing that you are going to notice is that it comes with this silver grille, which adds some good value of aesthetics to the anterior profile of this car. Of course, we did say that it is through this opening that the air gets into the carburetor to enhance the cooling system in the engine. Another thing that we have on the anterior profile that I want us to talk about is we do have this amazing bi-xenon headlights right here, and that is pretty nice. It is calibrated in a very supercalifragilisticexpialidocious design, and that gives it a pretty nice look. Also on the anterior profile, we do have the fog lights. We have one right here and another one on this other end, and that will help you when there is darkness or there is mist when you are driving, especially during the day, ama zile msimu za mist. So that is that. Another thing that I'm also noticing here is there is this calibration that has been added to spice up the aesthetics of the anterior profile, and that makes it look really nice. Now, before we head to the side profile, let us look at what powers this car under the hood. So under the hood, this Toyota Vanguard comes with a 2.4 liter 2AZ FE engine, which comes with 16 valve, and the engine is the variable valve timing intelligence. At the airport Kosawa, very nice. So 2400 cc it is. Now let us head to the side profile and see what we have there as well. Now, when we come to the side profile of this car, we do have this side mirror right here, which comes synchronized with the side mirror indicator lights. Also visible on the side profile of this Toyota Vanguard is this highly defined character line that runs from the front fender blister all the way to the upper tail light element, and that gives it a pretty brilliant look. Another thing that I'm also seeing here is that we have this silver patching right here, which also adds some ambience to the aesthetics of the side profile of this car. Now let us talk about the tires. So when you come at these tires, it comes with 18-inch alloy wheels, and that is pretty nice because we said it is one of the entry-level SUVs, and that is why it has those huge tires. Let us talk about the ground clearance a little bit, and when we look at the ground clearance of this Vanguard, it comes with a ground clearance of 7.6 inches, which is not bad. That means it can maneuver some of the bumps on the Kenyan roads with ease. Yeah, so now let us head to the rear profile and see what we have there as well. Now, when we come to the rear profile of this car, we do have the Toyota logo centrally placed on the rear profile, and that will let you know that the person driving in front of you is driving a Japan automobile. Another thing that we have is the Vanguard badge that we have right here. So the Vanguard badge will also help you notice that now the person in front of you is driving a Toyota Vanguard. Hadi hapo tuko sawa? Very nice. Now also let us talk a little bit about the brake lights that we have right here on the rear profile. So hizi they are a bit unique from what we are used to. Hata see red, the way those ones come in red, but when you step on the brakes, they illuminate in a red color, and I'm about to show you that. And then another thing that we have on the rear profile is we do have this wiper right here, or if you like you can call it the rear mirror defrost. Hadi hapo tuko sawa? Alright, another thing, we also have another brake light right here hapa juu, and this one will help somebody who is approaching this person at a close proximity. Ataweza kuona from here, if not from here. Sawa sawa? Alright, let us see if this car has some reflector brake lights, and yes, it does. It comes with the reflector brake lights hapa chini, and we did explain why we have the reflector brake lights on the rear profile of nearly all vehicles that have ever been produced in the entire world. So if you want to know why, you gotta catch up with our previous episodes on YouTube at Younib Media TV. Sawa sawa? Very nice. Now also we have this silver synchrony right here, which matches the Toyota logo, and another one we have right here which adds some good vibes to the rear profile of this car. Lastly, I'm also seeing our sponsor's badge on the rear mirror, and that is Stancam Motors, but that is just to say that we have people out here who love us and they have given us this car, so you can come and get this unit from Stancam Motors. Now with that said, I want us to go on a short break, and when we come back we get in depth with the interior profile of this Toyota Vanguard. Now, welcome back to the Car Diary. My name is Alfonso Albakwekwe, the conversation professor himself, and still we are taking up the airwaves right here on Younib TV, the best youth television network in East and Central Africa. Remember to follow us across all our social media platforms at Younib_TV on Instagram, at Younib Media TV on Facebook and on YouTube. You can also follow me on my social media platforms at _Albakwekwe on Instagram and at Alfonso Albakwekwe on Facebook. Now, before we proceed, I want to remind you that today's episode has been sponsored by Stancam Motors, and you can also follow them across their social media platforms at Stancam Motors everywhere. Remember, you can also advertise with us on Younib Media TV. You can write us an email at younibtv@gmail.com, or you can give us a call on 0719 144 144. Hadi hapo tuko sawa? Very nice. Let us start with the steering wheel section, where we have some few things to talk about. Of course, we have the Toyota logo, and this is a predominant feature in all cars, as we have always said. Now, let us talk about this. We have the volume up and the volume down button, and then we have the system navigations right here. So you can navigate that side from what we have right here. Are you in a position to see that? There you go. Sawa sawa. Yeah, so these ones are used to control whatever happens right here. And then we have the mode right here. You can choose whether you want to play from the aux or from the USB or from the CD section. So that one, you choose it from this section that we have right here. Higher. Now, also another thing that I'm seeing on the steering wheel is we have paddle shifts. So that means you can drive this car in manual mode. And how are you going to shift gears? You are going to shift them using the paddle shifts that we have mounted on the steering wheel. So this other side is adding gears, na ingine inatoa, as you can see they are labeled with plus and minus. Another thing that I want us to talk about is this section that we have right here. So let me just put on the car, and there you go. So we have this section right here. We have your speedometer right here. This other side we have the RPM gauge, which means revolutions per minute. So this one will always show you are cruising at how many revolutions per minute depending on the speed that you are driving at on kilometers per hour. On this far end we have the fuel gauge, mali itakuonyesha kama uko na mafuta ya kutosha or you don't have. Now let us shift focus a little bit to kuja hapa center console. We see what we have here. So ukiangalia hapa center console, I can see the climate control system fans ziko hapa, and then ukisonga hapa chini kidogo we have the infotainment system screen mali utafanya all your entertainment needs. You'll get them from this section that we have right here. Naona hapa tuko na auxiliary cable and kuna ya tilt as well. So let us try that, we see what happens. There you go. So ukisema ni disk unataka kuweka, you will do it from right here. Sawa sawa. All right. Now let us also talk a little bit of what we have right here on the climate control section. Tuko na air conditioner which you will enable to help you control the climate system in the car. Ikiwa kuna baridi unaweza ongeza joto hapa, ikiwa kuna joto sana you can also reduce the temperature of the car from this section that we have right here. On this other side we do have this signs right here that we have always explained, but for the sake of those who never caught those episodes, I will repeat today. So this one means air circulation inaenda towards the front na chini, and then we have this one right here yenye ni chini peke yake, this one is juu peke yake, and then this one ni chini ukiwasha the how are they called, the anterior fans that we have right here. So inamaanisha hiyo hewa itakuwa inaenda towards the mguu. Sawa sawa. On this other side we also have the temperature controls. I believe this is for the driver's side, and then we have the air recirculation, we have the front mirror defrost, and then we have the fan right here. So ukiturn fan on unajua venye fan you work, the same thing applies right here. Sawa sawa. Very nice. When we talk about the storage compartments, I can see we have two cup holders right here for the driver and for the co-driver as well. Another storage compartment tuko nayo hapa, and I believe it is sufficient enough to store your belongings wakati una drive hii gari. So you have an extra storage compartment right here which you can use to carry your belongings. Sawa sawa. All right, now also let us talk a little bit about the gear lever that we have right here. So this car comes with an automatic transmission, but you can also drive it on the manual mode as I had told you earlier, and you can see that right here. We have the manual, and then tuko na plus na minus. So this is where the paddle shifts that we had on the steering wheel comes in handy. You can enhance the gears ukipress your paddle shift ya plus, and you can reduce them ukipress the paddle shift ya minus. Hadi hapo tuko sawa. Yeah, and then of course we do have the traditional handbrake right here, as opposed to most cars zenye saizi inakuja na foot brake, which confuses a lot of drivers. Now let us talk about legroom and space. Now you look at where I'm seated, this seat has not been retracted, but I have sufficient legroom as the driver. So, and you still also have the option of retracting the seat back if you are a tall driver. Let's see that. There you go. So you have sufficient legroom kama we ni dere mrefu na ni wewe uko na hii gari. We are now seated on the rear seats of this Toyota Vanguard, and we do have sufficient legroom. As you can see, it is sufficient enough. Kumbuka nilikuwa nimeretract hii kiti mpaka mwisho, but you see how I have enough legroom, so that means this car is comfortable for long drives, and it will be fun to drive this car. Let us talk about storage compartments za hapa nyuma. Watu wa nyuma kidogo wamefinywa, but they have this section right here, so you can put your water bottles right here. Weke maybe documents kama unaenda for some few things. But we also have another storage compartment right here. You have 2 cup holders, and also this can act as an armrest kama you don't have 3 passengers on the rear seats. Sawa. Should you be traveling in this car and you have 3 passengers on the rear seats, that means you will now have to retract this one back ndio ikue kiti, and I can see iko na headrest inainuka hapa, so that is pretty nice. They did consider wale watu wanapenda kupeana lift na hii gari. Now let us move to the back. We see how the boot space looks like, and then we see how it goes. Now you look at the boot space of this car. It is spacious enough, but that will only happen if you retract the very rear seats. I have actually realized that this car is the 7-seater configuration. That means it comes with a 3-row seats, and I want to show you what happens right here. So songeni hapa niwaonyeshe kakitu. We have these 2 cambers right here. So utavuta hii ya kwanza, sawa? Ukivuta hii inainua that one, and then now you pull this other one, and then you push the seats, inakuwa locked huko, sawa. The same thing happens with this other one. There you go. So when you lift these ones, you will now have the capacity to carry 7 passengers. But I bet these 2 extra passengers wenye watakaa hapa to make up the 7, they will not have sufficient legroom, considering the fact that ile space imeachwa for the middle seats for retracting ni kidogo sana. So that means if it is a long drive, hawa watu wawili wa nyuma kidogo wataumia, Yeah. This has been the Car Diary, and thank you very much for staying with us all through the program. Now, as we leave, make sure you follow us on our social media platforms at Younib_TV on Instagram, and at Younib Media TV on Facebook and on YouTube. You can also follow me at Alfonso Albakwekwe on Facebook and at _Albakwekwe on Instagram. Remember, today's episode has been sponsored by Stancam Motors, and you can find them along Kangundo Road opposite the steel structure plant next to Mama Lucy Kibaki Hospital. They also have their social media platforms. You can follow them at Stancam Motors across all social media platforms. Lastly, remember you can advertise with us at Younib TV and get that business growing. You are just a step away from making a positive impact on your business when you advertise with us. Now, sasa driver ameamua nipeleke home, niko back left. Tuonane next Saturday, same time, same place. Na kabla niende nyumbani nilikuwa na sahau. The price for this unit is 1.8 million Kenya shillings. So kuja hapa useme umetumwa na the conversation professor, and you never know, you may have room to negotiate, because the Car Diary is a big thing and the conversation professor is also a big boy. See you next time, guys.